Would you rather have someone else wear white to your wedding, or would you rather have someone spill wine on your wedding dress?
Ooh, that's hard.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think I'd rather someone wear white to my wedding.
I would agree with that.
Cause like you paid money for that dress.
Yeah.
And if someone wears white to your wedding, like people still know that it's your wedding.
Right.
So
right. That's what I always found like so funny about the white, don't wear white to someone else's wedding. Like I think out of respect,
yeah,
you shouldn't, but like
yeah,
nobody's going to confuse you with the bride
right,
baby.
Exactly. No, exactly.
Yeah. I would agree with you. I'd rather someone else wear white.
Yeah. Wow. Both would be very unfortunate though.
Yeah. I agree.
But the wine would be way more unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I don't know how, but somehow at my wedding after cocktail hour, like when we were in the back room waiting, they had food out for us if we wanted to like snack on stuff, but we ended up eating at cocktail hour. I look down and I see red sauce on the front bottom of my dress. And I'm like, how the heck did this get here? I did not eat anything red. Like I must have stepped on it or something and not noticed.
Yeah.
My wedding planner, she saved the day. Megan, if you're listening, shout out to you. She's also a diabetic, which is really cool and special.
Oh my gosh. Love Megan.
She was like, I know exactly what to get. Dish soap. And she like ran to the kitchen, scrubbed it out. Like it came clean right away and nobody knew.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that really sucked. And I'm glad it was just a small spot and not like
on the front of your dress.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Nightmare.
Actually, nightmare. Please stay on the line and your Diabesties will be with you shortly.
You're listening to Hotline to Her. I'm Carson, your favorite Diabestie.
And I'm Tini, your resident hot diabetic. We're here to help you feel like that girl beyond diabetes. Let's do a blood sugar roll call.
Yay. What's your blood sugar?
I'm 123 flat, but I just ate a slice of pizza.
Gorgeous.
What's your blood sugar?
My sensor kicked back on. My blood sugar is 185 with no arrow because my sensor is womp womp.
Didn't you prick your finger too? Was your Dexcom right? Or did you have to calibrate?
I checked my finger, unless my blood sugar dropped that much in the span of 10 minutes, but I don't think it did. It was 230. And then now it says 185.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know what's going on. I actually don't know what my blood sugar is.
And you know what? Sometimes we just got to let it ride.
And you know what? It's none of my business right now.
I have other priorities. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm either 230 or 185. You can pick.
Okay.
Choose your character.
Amazing.
So what are you? Are you 230, 185, or 123? Like Tini?
You get to decide.
Yeah. Okay. This is such a fun episode today. Tini got married.
I'm someone's wife.
She's a wife, you guys.
No, yesterday.
Tini got married yesterday.
Yesterday, we were at a tailgate for the Panthers playoffs game, and they were like, oh, you're Peyton's girlfriend. And I said, oh, I'm his wife. And then he kept saying girlfriend, and I was like, well, I'm not just going to keep correcting you. But I was like, yeah,
wife.
I'm someone's wife.
Wife. You mean wife.
So the wedding was yesterday as well at the tailgate.
Can you imagine? I cannot.
There is something for everyone. That something was not for me, and that's okay.
Yeah. That is so funny. Your wedding was like the best weekend ever. I had the pleasure of attending. It was so fun.
Yeah, I also think it was one of the best weekends ever. And I hope everyone feels that way about their own wedding and about their best friends' weddings as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really great time, and felt super grateful to be able to have you there, have all of our friends here from Charlotte fly in, and then also we had our family there as well, mine and Peyton's, and it was just so great. So yeah, it was a very wonderful weekend.
It was so fun.
But we're not here to just talk about how great my wedding was.
Yeah, like I feel like there's so much talk about managing your diabetes on your wedding day, and when you're in someone's wedding party, also managing diabetes, and you know the bride isn't diabetic. Like, how do you manage that? Or if you're a guest at someone's wedding and you don't want your alarms to go off, like during their ceremony. Like there's so many angles we can look at it from, you know, but the people want to know, how'd you manage your blood sugars on your wedding day?
Yeah, diabetes and weddings 101 is everything you're gonna get in the next yap session.
Yeah,
you actually managed my blood sugars at my wedding.
I did.
Yeah, I think.
And Morgan,
our other diabestie. Love her, she's the best. Hey Morgan. I feel like it kind of starts, I want to start before the wedding, if that's okay.
Yeah. Take us through the whole like thought process and like any fears that you had around it, any concerns about being a diabetic and getting married.
Yeah. So I think like all the way back starting, so I got married towards the end of the summer, and starting back in like April ahead of my wedding, maybe like 4 months ahead of my wedding, I started thinking like, one, there's so much content online about being a bride and about looking your best and feeling your best. And so I like really tried not to fall into the echo chamber of that, because like, not that I don't think it's important to look and feel your best on your wedding day, but I feel like there's so much, you have to do this regimen and this routine and like pay thousands of dollars for these beauty procedures. And so I like really tried to,
there's
like,
so much like wedding prep content and stuff. Yeah.
Along with like, you're throwing a party.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was for us. Like we took the stance like, this is a celebration of our love, and we want to throw this massive event
banger.
Like we want to have, and we wanted to make it feel like a production, just because we love that type of stuff. We love hosting events, we love bringing your people together. And so that was
one thing about Tini and Peyton, they know how to throw a party.
Well, thank you.
Like for real. Even just like their birthday parties. So fun.
We find joy in bringing our loved ones together and like watching them enjoy experiences.
I love that.
So then our wedding was like that times a bajillion, which was so great. But I had to like always bring back myself to like this, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And so a lot of that had to do with like the way I'm looking, the way I'm feeling, what I'm consuming leading up to it.
Right.
That's just from a normal like bride perspective. But then also diabetes came into it. With like, where am I going to wear my device? Is it going to be visible on my wedding day?
Yeah.
Things like that. And like, I love medical device tan lines.
Yeah.
I think they're so chic. Like that, just something about it. Like, give me a good Dexcom tan line midsummer. Oh, like I love it. And so
chic.
I think like that was the one thing, like I had to think to myself, what do I want? What do I not want?
Yeah.
Tan lines, I actually was one thing that I was like, I want to avoid.
Right.
So starting in the beginning of the summer, the only switch I made to my diabetes management was putting my devices on my legs or on my hips or my stomach.
Somewhere that like wouldn't be visible in your wedding dress.
Yes, exactly. And that was
for tan line purposes, not device purposes.
Exactly. And so I just wanted my arms to like get sun appropriately and be moisturized. And so I think from an aesthetic standpoint, that was the only approach I took leading up to the wedding.
Right.
But then like leading up to the wedding, I think I remember you had stopped by like a week before we were about to leave.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there in your car and we're like yapping and I'm like, Carson, I don't know what to do because I'm hearing and seeing all of this content and opinions on people being like, your devices aren't timeless, or like, I'm not going to show them off, and like, why have them in your wedding photos and stuff like that. And it really, that I think the other like discourse was what gave me pause, because I had always thought that I was going to wear my Dexcom on my arm because one, a whole summer, a whole 4 months of like devices not where you're used to wearing them. I was tired of it.
Yeah.
And two, I knew what was more natural to me was having like a Dexcom on my arm.
Yeah.
So I think we like sat there and you're like, seriously, what feels best for you?
Right. And the whole debate was, should I have my devices visible during my wedding or should I not? And I was like, girl, do whatever you want to do. Who cares what it looks like in the photos? Obviously, your wedding photos are important, but also what's more important is that you feel your best on that day. Just do whatever feels best to you and on brand for you.
Yeah. And then so I was thinking like, I do truly love having my Dexcom on my arm, and I love the summer when I can be like, look at my Dexcom, I'm a diabetic.
That's where you feel like it's most accurate for you too.
Yeah.
So obviously that's something that you want on your wedding day. You want your devices to be functioning as optimal as possible.
Right. Oh my God, there's nothing that would send me into oblivion more than like planning so hard for this event, and then the entire time it says sensor error.
Right.
Like, I'm sure that happens, but that would just, honestly, it would suck.
It would.
And so that's why I was like, all right, I'm going to have a ton of fabric from my dress. There's no way my Dexcom is going to be able to connect its Bluetooth through like this big poofy dress.
Right. Exactly.
So it's going on my arm, period. And I didn't think twice about it after that. Like,
and it looked exquisite.
Thank you. Yeah, it just, I personally, I think medical devices are really chic.
They are. No, they are. Like, I love clipping my little pump to my pants and like having it pop through in my outfit. I'm like, ooh, look at her. And like the Dexcom looked so chic with the wedding dress. If someone's listening to this and they're not diabetic, they're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But like if you're diabetic, I don't know, do you get what we're saying? Like a clean Dexcom with like no wrinkles in it and stuff, and next to the wedding dress, oh my God, it looked so good. I was like, wait, she's so hanging right now.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I think you either get it or you don't. And that's okay if you don't.
Right.
So then like it came down to the two factors. One, can this work accurately? And two, can I feel like my truest self?
Yeah.
And the decision was easy. And I put a brand new Dexcom on like that weekend. And that way, like for our rehearsal dinner and the welcome party and the actual wedding day, it was crisp. It was a nice, clean, fresh, accurate Dexcom.
Oh, there's nothing better in the world, honestly, than a clean, fresh, accurate Dexcom.
Yeah. And then the other thing was, if we're worried about other people's opinions of us, this is the one day you're inviting all of your people who are supposed to not really have bad opinions about you.
Yeah.
If these are your loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all these people know I'm a diabetic. This is like some people that were there, we had this connection because I was a diabetic,
right.
like you.
Like me.
Yeah. And so it was like, this is like part of my story and who I am.
Yeah.
And it's only natural to me to like let my freak flag fly.
I love it.
Let my diabetes like signaler.
I love it.
Like show off. That was the approach I took there.
Right.
With wearing my devices. And then
with management wise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Morgan and I and Tini, we were out to lunch just hanging out one day, and we were talking about her wedding because naturally we were like, what are you going to do with your management like on that day? Do you have a plan for it? What are you going to do? And then we were talking and we were like, wait, do you want us to do it for you?
Yes.
And then Tini was like, wait, actually, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's funny because I had given it no thought before. Like, I was just like so overwhelmed with like decisions and things like that. So I was like, oh my God, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Thank you for offering. And then, I took you guys up on it.
Right.
I was just like, well, if you're going to offer, I'm going to say yes.
Yes, exactly. And it was like, it worked out so well, I thought.
So for context, I did not manage my diabetes from, you guys got there at 3 p.m.?
Yeah.
From 3 p.m. onward. Until
midnight.
Yeah. If that.
Right.
Like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
From like 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. I had no idea I even had diabetes.
Literally. Oh, that's so cool.
It was so nice. And so it was good to just like be in the moment.
Yeah.
And there was other things for me to worry about. So it just was like this little ticket, this little pass to just enjoy myself.
Yeah. And like you knew if something was going haywire, we were watching and we would let you know.
Yeah. And do you feel like it was, and you can be so honest, like was it an extra burden for you to do it?
No. Like honestly, not really, because Morgan and I are both type 1 diabetics. So we were managing our blood sugars obviously the entire night too. Tini gave us her phone and she's on the Omnipod. So her phone had the Omnipod app and the Dexcom app. And so whenever Morgan and I would go to Bolus for food or go to turn on activity mode for dancing or check her blood sugars, whatever, we would also just check Tini's phone at the same time. And so it was like we were checking our numbers and then one more set of numbers. And it was not an extra lift, really. The hardest part was just making sure we stayed in the same vicinity of her for it to connect. That was literally like if you even want to call it, like the most challenging part, which wasn't even a challenge because we wanted to hang out with you anyway. So it was an excuse to be close to you all night. We were like, oh, sorry, excuse me. We're the bridesmaid pancreas. Gotta go. Gotta come through. So that was literally the most, I guess, challenging part, was just making sure that the Dexcom stayed connected to you and to your phone and the Omnipod connected. But no, literally, it was so fun. It was almost like I was remote controlling Tini.
I was like, I'm just like your little sim. And
yes,
like,
you literally were.
I
have such a vivid memory of pressing bolus when she was in the middle of her first dance, and I was like, hey, I'm literally giving her insulin right now, and she doesn't know because she's having her first dance. That's so crazy that I was literally just like, boop, and you're just actually having like one of the most important moments of your life.
I love that. And definitely someone has a career in their future. If you want to make this your career, you should offer it as
my God, yeah,
service to other diabetics, to not even at their weddings. You know, the like TikToks that's like, you'll know I've made it when I've hit the lottery when.
Yeah.
It's when I'm putting someone on payroll to manage my diabetes for me all day, and just like
literally, oh my God. When I was doing that, I was like, wait, should this be like a side hustle? Should I start doing this for everyone? This is kind of fun. I'm like, boop, 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 controlling you.
That's like just so wonderful that it wasn't that big of a deal to you. Right. I've also heard from other people that like they've given this to like their mom or their bridesmaid who isn't a diabetic, and they also had the same response, like, no, it's not a burden to me to do this. I'm happy to do it so you can enjoy this day that you've spent so much time and energy planning.
Yeah.
And you're going to have so many memories of it. I don't want you to have a memory of you having to sit in the back room, like sweat dripping down your face.
Exactly. Oh my God, exactly. There's just like so many little moments that I was so happy that Morgan and I could take care of, so you didn't have to worry about it, you know?
Yeah.
Like I gave Tini 3 singular gummies before she walked down the aisle because she was around 100, but we didn't want her to go much lower because of the ceremony, and just like we didn't want her standing up there and dropping, obviously. So he was like, here, we don't need to give you a whole lot for you to spike, but just eat these 3 little gummies. And then she was literally like coasting the entire ceremony, and Morgan and I were like, nailed it.
You're like, and we did that. You guys are all welcome.
Yeah, and we did that. Thank you.
The show went on because of us.
Yeah. I'm so glad like you didn't have to worry about that stuff, you know?
Yeah, me too.
So
should we talk about the prep and leading up to it and the parameters I gave you guys?
Yeah, like the rules and stuff, because like we won't sit here and be like, yeah, just hand over your pump to someone else, blah blah blah. It's a huge responsibility, and personally I'm someone that like would probably have a very hard time handing my pump over to someone else because I'm so type A ? I don't know if that's the right way to say it about my management. I need to know what's going on all the time, and I want to know my blood sugar, and like no one can do it better than I can do it. Like, like for my body, please don't get it twisted that I manage my diabetes better than you. I'm just saying, in my head, I'm like, no one can manage my blood sugars like I can manage my blood sugars because it's my body, right? So like, I get it if you're like, I would never hand my pump over to someone else, that especially if they don't have diabetes. I get that. But this is like, if you wanted to, then these are what we would say that could be good parameters. It also comes down to like, I guess we can get into this too, but like trusting the fact that like you also know your body and can like feel when you need to do something and stuff.
Yeah, well, and it's not like I was just like completely checked out, you know, like if something was going wrong, you could come up to me and be like, so this is happening, what do you want to do?
Right, exactly. You just didn't have to be the one worrying about it 24/7.
Yes, yeah. And so that, I think that's also important. Like, I know how Carson and Morgan manage their own diabetes.
Yeah.
It's really impressive to me. And I think Carson and I will both say too, like, Morgan is one of the smartest people we know.
Oh my gosh. She's a genius, actually.
She's a genius.
Like,
and
I would hire her any day to take care of my blood sugars.
Like literally so smart. So I felt very confident in their abilities. And I don't know what I would say if I was handing it off to my mom or my sister.
Right.
And that's not to say they're not smart. They just don't have diabetes.
Exactly. So they're not living it every single day like we are.
Right. I think the parameters and the trust like would just be a little bit tighter, to be honest. So when I gave my phone to Carson and Morgan, I sent them a shared note maybe a day before. I was like scrambling at the last minute.
Because I was like, it was like literally like the day of the wedding or something like that. And I was like, so what do you want us to do? Like, and Tini was like, oh yeah, let me just send it. I was literally thinking about it for like maybe 3 weeks ahead, and Tini was like, oh, here, morning of the wedding, this is what you should do. And I was like,
and that's my type B talking, but also I trusted them. And I knew they didn't have to go through like any training or anything like that. You guys were both on the Omnipod at the time too. So same devices, very easy decision for me to make. But yeah, like if you are giving it to someone who doesn't have diabetes or doesn't wear your pump, like you might want to meet with them beforehand and give them a little training on how to operate things. But yeah, so I sent them a shared note. It said my phone password, the blood sugar range I wanted to stay in. And I think for me, I was like, usually on a day-to-day my high alerts go off at like I think 180. But like on my wedding, I was like above 200. I don't want to like feel icky. So let's like keep it under 200 and like above 100. That was my range.
Exactly.
I was like, I feel great with this being the range throughout the day. So do what you need to do. What did I say for bolusing for meals?
For meals, we just came over to you and we were like, how many carbs do you want us to give? And so you just told us the carb count. Really? I think you said like 30. And we just gave 30, and I just plugged 30 in and gave whatever insulin the Omnipod said to give. So
and that's kind of how I do my management on a day-to-day basis anyways. Like I'm a guesstimator.
Oh yeah, same. Love guesstimating.
And I knew like more activity, so I'm gonna underestimate the carbs. I think like it was very loose parameters for me. I didn't have to give any training for you guys, but I would be interested in hearing, Carson, like if someone were to take over this role from your perspective, because I've never done this for someone before and they want to do what you did for me.
Right.
Like, so if you're a bride and you want to send this to like your mom or your sister or your bridesmaid, whoever, to manage your diabetes for you, Carson, what would you recommend to them? Like, how would you walk them through it?
That's a good question. Well, first, I would set up a time to meet with them and walk them through like how to actually bolus for you and like what all the buttons do, because I mean, we're being realistic, probably not many people have seen what the insulin pump looks like that you use and used it for you, unless that's something that you guys, you know, like you have a partner that helps you with it on a day-to-day basis, you know, or a friend. But I feel like, speaking generally, like most people probably don't know how to operate the insulin pump that you're on if they don't also have it. So I would set up a time with them and walk them through, this is how you bolus for when I'm eating, and I'm going to tell you what number to plug in here, which would be the carbs, right? And then when I start dancing, I want you to turn this activity mode on and like show them where the activity mode is and how to turn it on and stuff, you know? And I would just like meet with them, teach them how to use it, and then write down like what Tini did for Morgan and I, your parameters. But like Tini said, maybe make them a little bit more detailed.
I'm thinking like you give actual steps. Like I knew if I'm starting to go low or I'm hovering at 100, like Carson said, they came and they brought me 3 gummies because they knew what would they do in this situation for themselves. But you have to explain these scenarios to other people.
Right. I'm sitting here trying to like think it through, but I'm like, it's so second nature to me. So I'm like, oh, you just like tell them to do that. But like, you're right. No one would actually think that.
Right.
So yeah, that's a great point. So I would write down the range that you want it to be in, and maybe err on the side of caution, you know, like if you are worried about them not catching your low in time, maybe say like 110 or whatever you're comfortable with. And then say like, if you see an arrow that looks like this, and like do a diagonal arrow down or dropping arrow or something, come find me and give me these. You can even insert screenshots into the note. Even if you have a screenshot of like your Dexcom app, kind of lay it out in by scenarios.
Yeah.
And so like maybe you have different notes for different scenarios. Like if my blood sugar looks like this photo, do this. If my blood sugar looks like this photo, do this. And kind of lay out like step 1, navigate to bolus button, click bolus.
Yeah. And I also think though too, as the bride, you have to understand who you're handing your stuff off
Definitely.
to. And you might not be clocking out like I did.
Yeah.
Like you might need to say like, okay, at cocktail hour, check in with me before I eat. check in
Yeah,
with
that's
me.
a great idea. Mm-hmm.
And I think that will also help if this person doesn't have diabetes.
Yeah, definitely have those check-in times with your point person for your blood sugars. Maybe they come up to you every hour and they let you know what your blood sugar is.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Like have your checkpoints. And then if you are the person managing the diabetes, your main goal is to be calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you have to do. And you have to follow the parameters that your diabetic has given you.
Right. Know their range that they want to stay in. Have the low snacks on hand with you all the time. And I think having check-ins throughout the night would be really beneficial too.
Yeah.
Just so the bride knows that you are still on top of it.
And then also understand, like, if the bride's asking you to do this, it's because they respect you, they value you, they think you're super responsible. Yeah, and they trust you. And so this is like a huge honor. Like they're not.
I felt very special, to be honest. Like it was Tini's wedding, but I was her pancreas in Morgan, so we felt honored.
Yeah, like you're not like, hey, can you make sure I don't have food in my teeth? Which don't get me wrong, that is an important role. But it's like, this is like, hey, keep me feeling my best on this day. That's a huge honor.
Yeah, it is. Just knowing like that you didn't have to worry about that just made me so happy. And like, I wanted to do it because I was like, this is her freaking day. I'm going to take this weight off her shoulders, you know?
Thank you.
So, I mean, I think anyone would be really happy to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
With the right parameters. And like you can't just like give them your phone and expect them to know what to do, because obviously like that's not realistic. So I think if you sit down, explain it to them, give them a how-to guide, like a diabetes 101, be my pancreas for the day, I think most people would be able to figure it out and help you out.
Yeah, you know what, also I was thinking, like, if you ask one of your bridesmaids to do this, you could do some sort of like trial time during like one of your other wedding events, like the bridal shower or like the bachelorette, like not the whole time, like hey, during this weekend trip where we're all having fun, can you manage my diabetes? That would be crazy.
Wait, doing it at the bridal shower would be, I feel like, a very good like environment to trial and error at.
Yeah, because
it's not an all day thing. Right.
And like you're usually in like one room, like pretty close to each other.
Wait, smart.
Yeah, so I think like 1, get a diabestie. 2, invite them to your wedding. 3, give them your insulin pump.
Yes. And that's it.
You have one job before your wedding as the bride. Find a diabestie.
Find a diabestie to manage your blood sugars, or you can hire me.
And what currency
you think
do you
I'm
get
kidding?
paid in? Is it glow gummies? You'll accept glow gummies?
Oh yeah, glow gummies is my payment. or insulin or Dexcoms or tandem cartridges, like whatever you have on hand.
This is like a barter. A barter experience.
Will work for diabetes supplies. We'll manage your blood sugars on your wedding day for supplies. Thank you.
That's hilarious.
But it was actually so fun. I'm like, let me know if I should start a business.
All right. And that was the wedding. My wedding, being the bride.
Yes.
As a diabetic. Did we cover everything? Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, you really, like, having someone manage it made it everything go so smooth. Otherwise, like, it was just being and existing and allowing myself to have a good time.
Yeah. And I think physically letting someone manage your blood sugars is one thing, but mentally letting them manage your blood sugars is another. Like, mentally actually letting go of like, okay, I picked this person because I trust them. I know they're not going to let anything happen to me. They are right there. They have my pump. They have my low snacks. They have the notes of what I wrote for what they need to do. Like mentally just trusting in them and stuff, because I know you could do that, but I'm just like thinking about myself. Like the mental part would be like such a big thing for me.
Yeah, I think it is really hard.
Like I would be like, oh God, what's my blood sugar right now?
But also you can go up to the person at any time and ask them. Maybe you have some sort of like hand signal where you're like, over here, tell me what's going on.
What's going on? Yeah, exactly.
But also knowing that like you have like, think about like when you're flying blind with no finger pricking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you still like trust the cues of your body.
Yes.
And so you can still do that on your wedding day.
Absolutely.
Like if you feel off, you can just flag them down and be like, what's going on with my body? I feel off.
Absolutely.
But it is a self-trust practice for sure. Like you're trusting someone else, but you also have to trust that like you're going to know what's going on with your own body as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a really good thing. I just had a random thought that when I was doing your blood sugars on your wedding day, it was the end of the night and I like still had your phone, and Peyton came over to me and he was like, can I have Tini's phone back? And I was like, oh wait, I forgot. Like I literally forgot I was managing your blood sugars because it was so second nature. I was just like do like checking your phone, checking my phone, blah blah blah. And then I was like, oh wait, I should probably give this back to you now, I guess. Like the day is over. I'm like, dang it, this was fun.
You're like, wait, no, I'm going back to the Airbnb to continue managing.
Continuing my job. I was like locked in. I was like, I'm not letting her out of my sight.
And you're a real one for that.
I keep saying it just made me so happy because like I could just tell how like carefree and like in the moment you were, and I was like, this is awesome. So
thank you. Yeah, it was really nice.
I'm emotional. I'm getting emotional.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's talk about being a guest at a wedding as a diabetic, because I feel like there's a whole other layer to weddings when you're not in it.
Yes.
Because,
no, I get that.
I've been to a few weddings where the ceremonies are really long and really intimate. Honestly, mine was kind of our ceremony was like 50 minutes,
but it was, oh my God, every second it was so good.
Thank you. If someone had like an insulin pump that went off or a phone went off that happened at our ceremony because it was like in a park, like I wouldn't have been able to tell. But like if you're in a church or somewhere like more sacred and intimate, there, I feel like even I get this like extra anxiety on me.
Oh my God, yeah. I've been to a number of weddings in the past year, like as a guest, but I also obviously have diabetes, and I get so scared my alarms are gonna go off. Like I checked that my phone and alarms are off on do not disturb like 85 times before the ceremony starts. I was even scared at your wedding, and I was like, wait, this is the last person that would literally care if my alarm went off. But it was just like a respect thing where I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be like loud during it. But also like it's your insulin pump. It's not like your phone is going off, you know, like it's your pump. So like people can get over it.
yeah It's like this weird balance. Like obviously we want to be as respectful as possible. Also the person who invited you there who's getting married probably understands like if that went off, you're not the disrespectful type of person.
Of course. But we want to do everything in our power to try to mitigate that. So what is that like? I'm trying to think, like it's kind of just sitting and being uncomfortable with the anxiety. Like there's not really much you can do. Like, yes, you turn your alarms off, you set your phone on do not disturb, you make sure your blood sugar is good before you go into it. Right. And then you just sit. Yeah.
And
that's
you
like
just
honestly all I do.
Yeah. And there aren't really many times, at least with my devices, where my pump or my Dexcom will like override with the alarms.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of that as well. Like,
only if I'm like
urgent low,
right? Like
me too.
50s, and
same.
By then I would hope like I get a little buzz, like the buzz,
yeah,
like the vibration of my phone, like is like, hey, you're going low.
Yes,
and then you can like fix it or step out quietly.
Yeah. If you were low at someone's ceremony, would you treat your low like in the audience, or would you leave?
I think if I could do it quietly,
same,
I would stay there. But if I was worried that my like alarms were gonna like blare, because there are moments where you're like, you like throw your phone up in the air and you're like, stop, please.
It scares me. I'm like, I know, stop.
Yeah,
like you're making it worse.
Literally. I'm like, please, you're making it worse. It's like me. You're like, stop. Oh my God. I think if it was like getting urgently low, I would try to step out quietly.
Yeah.
Just because I wouldn't want my alarms to go crazy.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I think otherwise, like you just sit there, you crack open the gummies. I'd probably swallow a whole pack of fruit snacks. like, like you shove them all in your mouth, take like 2 chews, and then
I've literally done that.
Yeah, like you got to do what you got to do. And
Exactly.
I think that's what I would do. What about you?
I think I would do the same thing. If I was urgent low, I would step out because of the alarms, and also because like I need to just like fix myself.
It's and it's more than just like the low blood sugar. It's kind of like your whole nervous system is like,
yeah,
and then you're like sitting there in the like pew, like sweating, like you're just like,
right. I think for the sake of everyone else and the sake of like their wedding day, I would just like remove myself for a second, do what I need to do, and come back in. But if it was like I'm trending down, I would probably just like pull a few gummies out of my purse and just like pop them in my mouth and continue on.
I agree with that. Like, yes, my health is important, but it's not about me.
Right. Exactly.
And so I'm going to do everything I can to make sure nobody is looking at me, because this is not about me.
Exactly. Yeah. I think treating it as like, obviously you need to put your health first, but also like trying to treat it as discreetly as possible out of respect, I think. But don't get me wrong, I get very anxious every time I am in a ceremony at a wedding, and I'm like, oh God, what if my pump beeps? But I usually turn off all my alarms and put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
So,
and that's all we can do, I think.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah. And then like after that, it's like everything's so much more chill.
Exactly. Right.
So
it's just a
much more
ceremony,
chill.
really.
Like when you're in the reception, it's like, I don't want it to go off, but whatever. And then you just bolus for your food and put yourself on activity mode for dancing. What would you do if you were in someone's wedding?
Oh,
because you've been.
Yeah, I was my sister's maid of honor.
Yeah.
And when I had type 1, or well, I still have type 1.
Back when I had diabetes.
Back when I had type 1 diabetes. No, yeah, I was my sister's maid of honor. And it was actually only like a year and a half into my diagnosis when I was her maid of honor.
I think like this is really interesting because one, it probably depends on the bride.
Of course.
Knowing it's your sister, I doubt she's like...
She literally could care less. Like she's the most chill person I have ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, actually my Omnipod did beep during her ceremony. I'm just now remembering that.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I had it, like, what did I do? Oh, I think I was like trending lower. So before the ceremony, her ceremony was going to be really quick. So I suspended my insulin just to like try to just stop the low, because I was going to be standing up there. And you know how the Omnipod beeps every like 20 to 15 minutes when your insulin stopped? I forgot about that because I was still like newish. And I was like, oh no. And it beeped. And I was like, ooh.
Did everyone look at you?
I mean, they didn't really know what it was, but I knew it was. So I was like,
yeah. It's just
but
like
obviously
internal.
Everyone was looking at my sister because as they should be.
She's the bride.
Yeah. And so like I was standing up there right next to her, but like nobody, like they didn't care. I just felt bad.
Yeah. Did you do anything else to like prepare for being in the wedding? And were there any like responsibilities that you felt like you couldn't fulfill the way someone normally would because you have diabetes?
No. For the responsibilities part, no. I felt like I was able to just like show up for my sister as one would, you know.
Oh, good.
This was back when the Omnipod still was on the PDM, so I had a PDM and my phone. And for my PDM, my sister's wedding planner just ran out and put my PDM on the chair, like where my mom was going to be sitting in the front row, and so like it would connect to me when I stood up there.
Oh, awesome.
That's like the only thing I did to prep, really. And like I was obviously watching my blood sugars all day, and like they were trending a little bit lower, so that's why I suspended my insulin like maybe like 10 minutes before I was going up there. And like looking back, like I have grown so much in my management. Like now I would be able to prep much better, and maybe like I wouldn't suspend my insulin. I would maybe just like do a temp basal or like put myself in activity mode, or just like eat a fruit snack, or I would definitely handle it way differently now because I'm like more confident in my management than I was when I was just like a year and a half into my management, obviously. So I would handle it differently now. Like don't recommend doing that. Like just prepare your blood sugars better than I did. But I'm being honest, that's exactly what I did. So my mom just like sat on my PDM the whole time and it was fine.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when you're in someone else's like moment,
Yeah.
you still like, you need to take care of yourself, but you also still need to find ways to like not draw any attention to you, even if that means like taking care of yourself.
Exactly.
So it's this like fine line.
It is. It really is.
The camera just died. It's okay. Sorry again.
Sorry, our technical difficulties again. Obviously prioritizing your health, but also making sure you're not drawing any attention to yourself is a very fine line. And I think to do that, like, I love showing off my medical devices. Like, I'm not ashamed of them, and I think that they're so chic, as we were saying in the beginning. But on that day, my Dexcom and my Omnipod were hidden under my dress because I just didn't want a chance of any questions or looks or anything, because I wanted all eyes and all attention to be on my sister and her husband. So
yeah,
like, again, do not get it twisted that I don't want to show my diabetes devices off, because I do.
I think that's interesting, because I would probably say the opposite. And not that I don't know what I would do in this situation.
Yeah.
I think like only I would know, like, looking at the relationship of this person. Like, yes, I am in their wedding party, but like, what's the relationship?
Right.
What's the relationship with the other guest? Like, things like that would impact my decision.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say, like, I don't think your medical devices being visible, or like, I don't think that like takes away from that person's day, but I do think like extra commotion around them makes it more about you.
Right.
Like, I think you could slyly still have your Dexcom on your arm.
Oh, of course.
I think everyone can have their own opinion about it. Like, it's really, it truly is like what you feel most comfortable with.
Of course.
I think if someone asked me, like, should I have this like wedding I'm in, should I move my devices? Did the bride ask you to? Mm-hmm. One, I would reevaluate the friendship if they asked you to.
Yeah, let's get it also clear. My sister did not ask me to do that. It was like I didn't want them showing because that was a me thing.
Yeah. And
like,
I think
that was a me thing.
And that's totally fine. It really is like whatever makes you feel empowered and like beautiful is what you should do on a day-to-day basis and on these special events.
Right. Because it changes all the time too. Like, you can literally just decide one day to like be like, actually, I don't want to show my devices today.
Yeah. Take what you need. That's the beauty
Up
of
to you.
Rotating sites anyways.
Exactly.
But yeah, so then back to like the making it about you or not.
Right.
I think like wear your devices wherever you feel is appropriate for the relationship that you have with this person and for what you're doing.
And for what makes you feel good.
Yeah, for sure.
And comfortable.
And then you can hedge against like the extras of making it about you, or like of not making it about you. You know what I mean? Like, then you can decide like, okay, I'm going to turn off all alarms. I'm going to set my PDM to the side here. I'm going to have an exit plan if I'm low while I'm standing up there and the bride knows about it. You know, things like that you do have to think about.
Yeah. Prepping your blood sugars before you're standing up there.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's interesting. Did you ever talk to your sister about like what you would do if you went low while you were standing up there?
No, because I was purposely knew I was gonna make myself not be low. I was like, I'm shutting off my insulin for this, because it was so important to me. I was like, I'm literally like, I don't care if I don't have insulin in my body for 20-30 minutes, however long the ceremony is. Like, I will not be low right now, because I am not missing this for the life of me. So
yeah.
And that was my personal decision. Would I do my management the same way now that I am much more seasoned with diabetes? Probably not.
So what would you do now?
I have a lot more trust in my technology now and like how I'm feeling. So now I would just probably make sure that I had a balanced meal like earlier in the day, and make sure I have no insulin on board and just stand up there.
Awesome.
That's what I do. And keep my pump on. And like, I wouldn't worry about where my phone is, because my pump connects to my Dexcom, like even if my phone's not there, you know?
Yeah.
So I would just like stand up there and do my thing.
I love that.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like maybe even not that serious.
Right. Even though we just talked about it for an hour, but it's maybe not that serious.
No, I just mean like,
no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Like you know you best. And so
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you can weigh all of these decisions and walk yourself through every different scenario. And then you can remind yourself, it's not that serious.
Right. It's not that serious. The only thing that is serious is that your bestie's getting married.
Obviously, take care of yourself and also know it's not about you.
Right.
So don't make it about you. I don't know. Is that a weird take?
I don't think so. I think it would also be a weird take if you were like, I don't care if it's your wedding day. Like, my health is above your wedding. Like, I think that would be a weird
right.
take
Like,
too.
it doesn't need to be said. And I don't think your friend would be, I don't think it's like a what's a more important thing. I think it's just like okay, we're going to be respectful because you put so much time and energy into this wedding. Like, I'm going to do as much as I can to like make it your day. Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. And I can't imagine someone ever saying to me like, my wedding is more important than your health.
Right.
You know what I mean? That would be insane. So it's just like the two aren't even in the same realm.
Exactly. I think it's like weird. It's like, it's not even like a hot take because they're just so unrelated.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you have your health you have to take care of and it's not about you.
Yeah.
The day is not about you, but you can still take care of your health while not making it about you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We hope that this is helpful in a sense that you can maybe send it to someone that you want to have with your diabetes, like on your wedding day, or if you know that someone is diabetic and they're nervous about what they're going to do with their insulin pump when they're standing up there with someone that, you know, is getting married.
It was a lot of thoughts.
So many thoughts. We just kind of like spewed our inner thoughts at you.
All things about wedding.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I hope it made sense to you.
And if it didn't, that's okay. Have you seen the buttons, girl? The 365 buttons?
No. What is that?
It's this girl posted on TikTok that she has 365 buttons for every day of the year.
What do you mean buttons? Like clothing buttons?
Clothing buttons. And she is like, I think she was measuring the days of the year with the buttons. So like we're on the 11th day right now recording this. So she would have 11 buttons. And someone commented, they were like, I don't understand. Like, this doesn't make sense. And she responded back. It was so iconic. She responded back like, hey, so actually this doesn't have to make sense for you because I'm the one doing it. It only has to make sense for me.
And period.
Icon.
Wait,
actually, icon.
Love that.
Yeah, I literally love that for her. And so
I do hope it makes sense for you. Otherwise, we ain't
doing our jobs right.
Yeah, we ain't doing our jobs. Yeah.
Well, happy wedding. Happy being in weddings. Happy attending weddings.
Happy bridal era. Happy bridesmaid era. Happy maid of honor era. Happy wedding guest era.
Everything.
I love weddings and I love love.
Just gonna say, what a beautiful thing to be able to celebrate.
I know
your people and you, and just it's so fun and so wonderful.
I love weddings so much.
It's so sweet to find your person. And I don't know, and this is an episode for another time, but I never imagined I would marry such a loving and caring partner who really values my well-being the way Peyton has. And so I hope if you're a diabetic and you're listening to this, like, you find someone who lifts you up and takes care of you and loves you beyond you as a diabetic. Like, yes, those things are important, but like also they value you as a whole human being.
Of course.
And so just know like that type of love is possible for you, and I really hope you find it and have it and treasure it. And I think that's a good wrap, right?
I love so much. I'm emotional.
Carson's sobbing. It's a good thing the camera died.
No, but what she said.
Period.
I'm like, yeah, you get it. But no, you are so deserving of all the unconditional love, and I hope that you get that.
Thank you for listening to Hotline to Her. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review. The hotline is also now open and available inside of our Hot Diabetic Club's free access tier. We would love for you to join the community. And if you have a story or question that you would like advice on, You can follow the link in our show notes to get access to that community. Stay hot.
And chat soon.
Bye.
It's a beautiful night. We're looking for something dumb to do.
On the bachelorette trip, we're like, so Gabby, one of my best friends, she created this game and she was walking us through like beforehand. She's like, by the way, we're going to start the game, but I'm not attending the wedding unless it has. And it was like a zip line that sends everyone down the aisle. And then something about Bruno Mars Marry You.
Right.
And so all of the sudden we play this game and then Gabby gets control of the speaker. We have no idea this is happening. And Marry You comes on by Bruno Mars and everyone breaks out in this dance. And I seriously, I'm sitting there with like my jaw to the floor. I'm like, what's going on? I thought it was like a flash mob.
So funny.
No,
It literally was a flash mob. It was so good.
So yeah, so that happened. And then we didn't give our band very many parameters. And all of a sudden they announce us, we walk out and then it's like, it's a beautiful night. We're looking for, and we were like, oh my, my jaw was on the floor. I thought my bridesmaids had like pulled a joke on me. I was like, how did they get him to play this song? And I wasn't even mad about it because it was like such a special moment in our bachelorette trip. And then the girls were like, I can't believe he played that song. And I was like, you guys didn't tell him to do that? And they're like, no, it was just the universe being like, congratulations, here's this like full circle moment. And then they played it again at the end of the night.
Okay, because I requested it that time.
Okay,
I was like, wait, I requested it.
I was wondering why it played again at the end of the night.
Okay, that's all from us.
And that's a wrap. Goodbye.
Bye. Hotline to Her is for educational and entertainment purposes only and reflects personal experience. It is not medical, mental health, or therapeutic advice.